Welcome to the mentor session of part 2. In this presentation, we'll explore the Type 1 and Type 2 activities based on students' learning profile. During this week, you'll guide students to explore new and exciting topics, ideas, and fields of knowledge not covered in the regular curriculum using Renzulli Learning. This is Type 1 enrichment. You will also guide students to choose activities designed to develop critical thinking, problem solving, and research skills using Renzulli Learning. This is Type 2 enrichment. Then, for the next few weeks, you'll guide students to do their Type 3 activity, which is individual or small group investigation of real-world problems using math and applying the 8 problem-solving steps. First, let's review the 3 different types of activities within the enrichment triad model. As mentioned in the previous presentation, there are 3 types of activities designed to enrich students' learning experiences as well as promoting their engagement, motivation, and genuine enthusiasm for learning. Specifically, Type 1 enrichment includes general and exploratory activities aiming to expose students to a wide variety of different topics, disciplines, occupations, places, and events that wouldn't be covered in the regular curriculum. Type 2 enrichment activities are adapted to promote the development of critical thinking and problem-solving skills, whereas Type 3 enrichment activities are higher-level training incorporating critical thinking skills to enable students to conduct research, brainstorm, identify problems, and develop an action plan, as well as motivate students to pursue independent investigations of real-world problems. There are over 40,000 enrichment activities curated in Renzulli Learning, and they're grouped into 14 different categories. Renzulli Learning System is a differentiation search engine that matches the activities with each student's areas of interest, learning style, and expression style. The number of activities chosen for each student will vary depending on the student's learning profile. Specifically, Type 1 enrichment activities include virtual field trips, real field trips, websites, fiction and nonfiction books, summer programs, online classes and activities, and videos and DVDs. Type 2 enrichment activities include creativity training, critical thinking, how-to books, and research skills. Now I would like to show you how to access these enrichment activities in Renzulli Learning. This is different from the website students will be looking at. Once you log in as a teacher using your Renzulli login information, you can click on Toolbox to see what activities are available. Here you can see the 4 unit supplements available for you to choose: Language Arts, Math, Science, and Social Studies. You can click on the associated tabs to view each subject area. Here, click on the top-rated student activities. Under the top-rated student activities, you can choose the grade level, the title of the activities, and then they are further broken down into topics and subtopics. For example, if you choose the middle school resources for grade level and then math resources as the title, there are no further topics or subtopics. Here's a list of activities as a result of your selection criteria in the previous slide. You can see if there are any activities that seem to match what you're doing with your students in class. Now let's take a look at what the student site looks like. How do students access their enrichment activities? There are 2 places in which students can click to access the enrichment activities. Students can either click on My Enrichment Activities, or towards the middle of the screen, they can click on the word Serve to access the enrichment activities. Welcome to the activities site. You can either view your favorite activities or type in a keyword to start a search by clicking on the Search Enrichment Activities on the top right corner. For example, I typed bar graph here in the search bar. Then there are 4 options to initially search for an activity. These 4 filters are shown in the left-hand screenshot and offer 4 different ways to narrow down the search results. Students need to pick one from the top and one from the bottom to start the search. Students can also use the advanced search on the top right corner. For example, if the students are interested in websites and activities relating to bar graph, the advanced section is broken down into 4 sections. In the first 3 sections, students can choose multiple options if they wish. Students can also use the Check All and Clear All button located under the section heading. In this example, first, I chose the enrichment type as creativity training and critical thinking. Next, I checked science and business as my 2 interest areas. Then, I chose 6 to 9 for my grade level and low for my ability level. Last, I typed the keyword bar graph and chose search enrichment activities that contain the exact phrase above. Let's take a closer look at Type 1 and Type 2 activities. Some of Renzulli Learning's favorite Type 1 experiences are virtual field trips. These virtual field trips will enable students to learn about exciting places where they can virtually visit, as well as things and objects that they can explore. Students can browse through the websites briefly to decide whether or not they're interested before moving on to another site. Some students may become extremely interested in certain virtual field trips and may want to spend much longer periods of time exploring the site. First, click on My Enrichment Activities on the top of your screen to access the Activities page. Then select Virtual Field Trips on the left-hand side of the screen. If you click on the small arrow next to Interest Areas, you can narrow your options of virtual field trips displayed based on your top interest areas. Here I have Mathematics, Performing Arts, and Science. In addition, for every virtual field trip, you can rate it, take a self-assessment based on the field trip, add it to your favorites, or add as a reference for a potential project. Renzulli Learning has located and cataloged the coolest websites in a wide variety of content areas. These sites will enable your students to learn about exciting places to visit, things to learn, and information to use to do research. Like virtual field trips, some might be visited for as briefly as a few minutes, since students will quickly gain a sense of whether they want to learn only a little about a topic before moving on to another site. Some might be extremely interesting and students will linger for a longer period of time. Once students complete their learning profile, there may be as many as 40 to 70 websites in their areas of interest. You may want to have students complete a brief summary sheet of the websites that they have reviewed in order to chart their progress or make sure that they're not simply surfing from one site to another without reading material and thinking about what they're learning. Again, follow the same steps you used when looking for activities related to virtual field trips. Here I would like to show you a useful website for research and writing. This will come in handy when you help students design their own independent project. I've also attached the link on the top of the screen. Online interactive activities can serve as both Type 1 and 2 enrichment activities because they're designed not only to motivate students to explore a wide variety of disciplines and topics, they also help promote students' critical and creative thinking as well as research skills. Here are 3 resources on scientific method. You can check them out by clicking on the links attached here. Creativity is at the core of Renzulli's enrichment triad model. Dr. Renzulli sees that there is a huge need for developing students' potential of creativity, especially in today's test-driven school culture. He believes that creativity is characterized by fluency, flexibility, and originality of thought, openness to new experiences and ideas, curiosity, willingness to take risks, and sensitivity to aesthetic characteristics. Creative thinking activities in Renzulli Learning are designed to foster the development of those characteristics inherent in creativity and help students become independent, energetic, curious, original, open-minded, and to have a capacity for imagination. Critical thinking activities in Renzulli Learning are designed with an emphasis on analyzing, synthesizing, classifying, patterning, sequencing, and reasoning. In Renzulli Learning, critical thinking is defined as the ability to critically analyze material for characteristics such as point of view, bias, logically supported conclusions, and sequential development of a point. Critical thinkers plan their actions, clarify, explain, and interpret information. They also carefully consider which information is accurate and use good judgments to make decisions. To help students in this area, you may want to review the goals of some of these critical thinking activities and the individual skills that we hope students will gain. There are many choices available in Renzulli Learning to learn and apply critical thinking activities to interests. Here's an example of a critical thinking website. It's a great resource that walks through the 6-step process of solving a problem. As mentioned in the short description, this solution process can be applied to many fields, such as business, science, or technology. Finally, Renzulli Learning offers a wealth of book resources such as fiction and non-fiction ebooks, as well as how-to books for the student enrichment activities. These books are oriented to promoting students' reading interest by locating books aligned to their areas of interest and appropriate for their reading level. In addition, these activities are designed to help students acquire strategies and help them deal with challenges so they can stay engaged with difficult books. If you'd like to see more examples, you could take a look at the student version of BEAM Math Project Development 2 PowerPoint. If you have any further questions or need any help, please let us know by clicking on the email address on this page. We'll be more than happy to help you.